Hi, my name is Sadia and I am a final year ICT Engineering and Medical Science student. Today I'll be showcasing my work behind SkinSaver, a startup company which I co-founded during the course of Capstone Research Prep mid last year. Since then, my project has evolved and I look forward to taking you along the journey of my final Capstone project. The idea behind SkinSaver initially started with my fascination in dermatology as well as technology. I was very interested in the world of machine learning and artificial intelligence and its implementation within society, in particular the medical field. Skin health is often an area that is overlooked. Skin lesions such as skin cancer, eczema, psoriasis, and acne are all conditions that can have lasting effects on individuals over time. They are all conditions that require early detection, maintenance, and suitable treatment plans in order to have a positive recovery process. Acne in particular is very common amongst the average human being. Almost 8 in 10 individuals will experience acne at some point in their lives. These cases can range from mild to extremely severe cases, and each case differs from person to person. So it's very important to consider the effective methods of treatment and recovery processes. Acne can often leave an individual with permanent scarring and is often linked to a declining sense of self-esteem, especially in a world where social media plays a huge role amongst the youth who are more likely to experience such a condition. It's important that we're able to find the right solution at the right time and prioritize one's skin health to prevent any further damage on both a physical and emotional level. So the current methods of treatment and recovery for such a condition include off-the-counter medication, treatment plans, as well as multiple visits to the dermatologist. Now, this can be very expensive and time-consuming, especially for the younger generation who are living very busy lifestyles and are living on a budget. For the duration of my capstone project, I have been looking into methods of creating an easy, inexpensive, and effective way in detecting, tracking, and maintaining skin health. SkinSaver is a mobile application designed to allow users the ability to track their skin condition over an extended period of time. At this point, the application will focus on acne. However, we do plan to incorporate more skin lesions over time. Through machine learning capabilities, the app will allow users to monitor their skin condition alongside treatment plans to determine the effectiveness of the treatment. All the user will have to do is take a selfie image on the app and the app will do the rest. It will provide the user with information regarding their lesion as well as the severity of their condition. On top of this, the user will have the ability to track their acne condition through profile logs as well as monitored tracking tools built again through machine learning techniques. The user will also have access to dermatologists who can view their user profiles when given permission, of course, for further assessment. The application also aims to include forums for community awareness of skin lesions in the hopes of opening doors for multiple skin lesion detection and tracking in the near future. For the duration of my capstone, I have specifically been developing and designing the machine learning components of this application. By the use of computer vision techniques, my work has involved segmentation and facial mapping of selfie images to determine the locality of acne on the face. So this will also be implemented in order to maintain consistency when users take selfie images, as facial mapping will indicate a point of reference for each new selfie that is being taken for the tracking feature, and so we'll be able to monitor specific acne regions over time. From my research and study of acne, I also learned that depending on the location of acne on the face, different causes could usually be identified. So for example, having acne on your chin was generally associated with hormone imbalance. So taking on board this information, I realized that facial mapping alongside acne detection would also be able to provide users with information regarding the possible cause of their acne depending on where the location of the acne could be found. This would also provide an indication as to what sort of treatment plan the user will require. The next step for me was to create a neural network that would be able to determine and classify the cases of acne and finally determine the severity of the acne. Through the timeline of my project, I have been able to utilize techniques of convolutional neural networks to classify acne within the facial mapping segments. The output provided by the implementation of both facial mapping as well as CNNs should provide information regarding the severity of the acne as well as information regarding its cause. So initially, the biggest setback for my team and I was access to valuable and quality data sets. SkinSaver, however, was lucky enough to be part of the UTS Accelerator cohort of 2019, and being part of such a program, I was able to find time to set up meetings with dermatologists who have had years of experience within the field. One dermatologist in particular, who runs a dermatology department at Westmead Hospital, provided me with some valuable insight into my initial approach with SkinSaver. So we initially went into the meeting with the scope of creating an application that would solely classify multiple skin lesions. And although that is still a goal for SkinSaver in the future, it was very ambitious considering we had limited access to data sets. And upon reflection from that meeting, we realized we would firstly need to focus on just one skin lesion and work our way in providing the best possible application for that lesion, which is why we are focusing on acne currently. Secondly, we would also require an effective approach in gaining datasets, as datasets in general are very hard to come by. This is what led us to innovate the idea of tracking skin lesions over time, as well as creating user profile logs. So to date, we are still facing challenges with datasets. For my Capstone project, I have been working with a dataset of roughly 1,000 acne images sourced from online resources. So our aim is to utilize the tracking feature to grow our datasets in the initial stages of the application, and then to also source more data from dermatologists on a global scale where possible. I think the hardest challenge for me on a technical level was to determine the best sort of approach for the machine learning components, and that had to also cater for both the classification as well as the tracking mechanisms. This was kind of solved when I came across facial mapping, as it really helped to improve the accuracy of the overall neural network classification model. So currently there are approximately 2 established applications that utilize machine learning to classify acne conditions. Neither of these, however, have implementation to track acne conditions over time with machine learning capabilities. And so we plan on opening the doors for machine learning mediated acne tracking and detection. As mentioned previously, the SkinSaver team are also looking into creating connections with dermatologists and establishing partnerships with global skincare brands who may use this platform to promote their products and practices. This way, we aim to create an application that can be affordable for all of our users. SkinSaver is looking to commercialize the app within the next year, and we have already gained traction by winning the Techcelerator's Most Technically Feasible Award. We have also been in contact with multiple investors to take SkinSaver to the next stages of commercialization. My work with SkinSaver is still ongoing. I am currently still looking into more technical improvements for components of the application, alongside creating partnerships and establishing our brand even further. In the end, SkinSaver aims to encourage prioritization of skin health by providing affordable, accessible, and attentive approaches to skin health care.